And hello everybody, welcome back to LFC News. Guys, David Ornstein has provided a major transfer update for Liverpool for this January transfer window and beyond. And this will answer a lot of questions that you may have. There's updates with regard to expiring contracts. There's all of it. All of it's covered and we're going to be discussing it in today's video. But first, I just want to have a little word on Barnsley. Yesterday, of course, Liverpool do progress to the next round of the FA Cup. Of course, a 4-1 win over Barnsley, and again, to be fair, one of those ones where you're hoping and praying that there's not going to be a cup upset, but at times in that game I thought maybe that there would be. However, of course, lots changes into the sort of the second half, bringing on our sort of better players. We of course then, there was only one reality there in the end, but again, I feel happy to progress through to the FA Cup. I think it's a cup competition that we should be looking to win, considering where we are in the league at this moment in time. It is going to be the cup competitions, Champions League, FA Cup, that we're probably going to have to sort of prioritise, of course, get into the top four and as far as up the table as we possibly can as well. But happy to get through to the next round of the cup. And for those of you that are really into your sort of tactical analysis, our sister channel Panenka, I've done a big deep dive breakdown on the game for you all to see. However, without further ado, let's get into a update courtesy of David Ornstein. But first, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So as you know, when it comes to Liverpool transfer news, David Ornstein is very much the most reputable source that you can possibly get. And this morning, around an hour ago at the time of recording this video, he did provide a major update. And again, on a few different bits and pieces. We're also going to go through James Pearce's story. Let's go through all of it one by one. But of course, from James Pearce, who's also a part of The Athletic, he said Juventus want Federico Chiesa on loan, but Liverpool are highly unlikely to sanction a temporary move for the Italian forward this month. For Liverpool to even consider doing business, there would need to be a significant permanent offer on the table, and they would need to be able to recruit a suitable replacement. So there's a Chiesa sort of update. I don't think he's actually going to go. Juventus want him on loan. However, Liverpool would only entertain a permanent transfer. Now, with regard to David Ornstein, gospel. This guy speaks a lot of sense when it comes to Liverpool transfer news. Same with sort of Paul Joyce. And here's an update. So Liverpool seem to be among those keeping their powder dry for the next market. So that in relation is we're obviously going to be prioritising the summer rather than the January transfer window. When Ibrahima Konate is on track to exit due to a contract expiring, there has been no breakthrough on new terms. Now that is a bad update because all we've been hearing from the Liverpool sort of hierarchy is that talks have been ongoing. It's our top priority. But now we're in January. Of course, Konate can go and speak to other sorts of football clubs, and it does seem as though there is no breakthrough. So if I'm having a guess, I do think Konate will be leaving Liverpool Football Club this summer. It just seems as though we can't get that one over the line. So a bit of an update there on Konate. Then also we're apparently plus deals of Virgil van Dijk and Gomez ending 12 months later means the heart of the defence will be an area of focus. So going into the summer transfer window, it looks as though we are going to be making the additions in the defensive area, I would say now. But of course, the update I provided you with regard to Mark Gahey probably goes down that route of he's committed to Palace until the end of the season. Of course, Mark Gahey's contract expires, so that will probably likely be a target that we're after in the summer transfer window. But what we're seeing here is that the defence is going to be, broken up essentially, and we're going to be making some signings, but not this window, in the summer transfer window. He also went on to say that Liverpool do not intend to sign cover for Leone or Isak in this current window, and that is likely to be the case for Bradley as well. For Liverpool, the hope is that he'll be back for the start of pre-season, and given the way the club operates, they would not make any permanent signing for such a period of time. So David Ornstein, it seems as though, has provided the update and stated that we're not going to be making any transfer additions this January. One person that I would look out for, though, is Mark Gahey, just because, well, if Palace are entertaining potentially selling him to Manchester City or other clubs, then Liverpool could be there and throw their hat in the ring. Apparently, it's been said that Mark Gahey prefers Liverpool over Manchester City, so potentially something to just watch. However, David Ornstein is under the sort of idea that we're not going to be making any additions this January, and we're going to be prioritising trying to tie down Konate down to a contract, which just doesn't look likely, and focus on sort of sorting out the defence come the summer. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on that down there in the comment section below.
In other news, Arne Slot moved quickly to ease concerns over Rio Ngumoha after the teenager was forced off late on in Liverpool's comfortable 4-1 FA Cup victory over Barnsley, insisting there is no reason at this stage to fear a serious injury. Ngumoha was handed his first start since October as part of a heavily rotated side for Monday night's third-round tie at Anfield, with Slot making 6 changes from his previous lineup. The 17-year-old took his opportunity well, producing a disciplined and energetic display on the left flank that underlined why there is so much excitement around his long-term potential. However, anxiety spread around the stadium when he was withdrawn in the 73rd minute after appearing to catch his studs in the turf, sparking immediate speculation over a possible hamstring issue. Speaking after the match, Slot was keen to shut down those fears. "I assume and think and expect it's cramp," the Liverpool head coach explained, framing the incident as part of the natural physical challenges young players face when stepping up to senior football. For Slot, the episode actually reinforced his broader view that Ngumoha is still in a developmental phase, particularly in terms of coping with sustained intensity. "So it tells Rio that I expect that a Premier League game is more intense than this one," Slot said. "It's very nice for him to again make 70 minutes, but it's still very hard work to be ready for 90 in the Premier League. But that's completely normal for a 17-year-old. Make no mistake about that." Slot was careful to strike a positive tone, emphasizing how unusual it already is for a player of Ngumoha's age to be logging meaningful minutes for Liverpool's first team. He described it as great for him, for Liverpool, and everybody who is following us that the winger is already contributing at senior level, while making clear that patience will remain central to his management. The aim, as Slot outlined, is gradual progression rather than forcing responsibility too early. "Let's hope he can continue and we can bring him further and further towards 90 minutes at Premier League level," he added. For now, Ngumoha remains without a start in either the Premier League or Champions League, and it would be a surprise if that changes this season outside of emergency circumstances. Given Liverpool's recent history with young attackers suffering fitness setbacks, that caution appears justified. Jadon Danns, for instance, was unavailable against Barnsley after encountering problems of his own, serving as a timely reminder of the risks involved. Still, Liverpool's wider squad planning ensures the conversation does not end there. The club's decision not to sign a direct replacement for Luis Diaz was, in part, intended to keep Ngumoha's pathway clear. That approach, however, places significant responsibility on Cody Gakpo as the undisputed first-choice option on the left with limited natural competition behind him. Whether that balance ultimately proves wise remains open to debate. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.